You made an analogy once between superheroes and their powers
Sure.
and magicians and what magicians need to learn from superheroes. Can you kind of reiterate that for our audience?
In comics, what made Marvel Comics so interesting and what such a different player in the market when it came out in the 60s, what Stan really did is that he created characters that were extremely relatable. So everybody, so Spider-Man had all these powers, but was broke. And he couldn't, and he couldn't get the girl, and all, like all of these very, he was just a kid, he was a teenager. It was very relatable to people. It was back then when you had basically just Superman, who was all powerful, and Batman, who's a millionaire. Those are not necessarily these relatable things about them. My point is the characters are defined by their powers. Spider-Man has spider powers. The Flash can run fast. They all are defined by their powers. So when you are trying to be a magician who could just do everything, that's very unrelatable. That's Superman unrelatable. But you're thinking, wait a minute, Superman is one of the most popular characters of all time. True, but Superman is one of the hardest characters to write because he was so powerful. It was hard for him to have any kind of bad guys or troubles or anything for him to be able to actually have to do. Kryptonite was invented years later because they ran out of ways to actually do anything for him. His vulnerability to magic happened years later. So he was too powerful, and writing a character that powerful is very hard to make relatable, which is again why the Marvel characters became so incredibly popular. And so I think as a magician, you should be able to be very clear about what you can do, but also what you can't do. And that alone, those mistakes, not sucker tricks where like, oh no, I'm in trouble, and then I pull it out in the end, which are fine, but not what I'm talking about. Being able to actually show that you have difficulty with something, the process behind it, that not being able to do everything in magic, like, nothing is more jarring than watching someone do a straitjacket escape and then immediately do mentalism. Like, what is that? You have to prove to me how you have those two powers linked together. Like, that makes no sense to me. And when I say to me, I mean an audience member is like, why? I mean, and then because what ends up happening is you become what I like to call, omnipowerful man. Omnipowerful man is the most unrelatable character of all time. And you're just essentially some person who can do some tricks. And if you're just some person that can do some tricks, I don't remember your name at the end of it. I barely remember the tricks you did at the end of it. I don't remember any kind of effect you did because there's nothing that strikes to me and makes me remember you as a person. My goal in anything that I have ever done on a stage or in close-up or any kind of thing performing has always been to make friends, make them remember who I am, and make them want to hang out with me. And it was all very much based on the idea of, who do you hire? Well, you hire your friends.
Right.
And I still, to this day, work for clients that met me 20, 30 years ago. And they hire me and bring me back to things or whatever, because again, I'm good. I'm nice to work with, and I'm easy to work with, and I'm professional, but they think of me as their friend Jon. And that's what happens normally, is that they don't say, oh, we use a magician. They go, oh, our friend Jon takes care of this usually.